When he's not working, the dogs are his life. He's either training them. Sorry. Oh, God. Dear George and Luke.
Hello, dear.
My boyfriend dotes on his dogs so much they eat far better than us.
Oh. What do they eat?
He runs a successful. What did they eat? He runs.
That dog gets the dog food and I get the dry food.
He runs a successful.
Either the dogs eat really well or you eat really badly. Although, I've thought from having a cat, sometimes I think the cat's eating better than me.
Do you think?
Because I look at the
Whiskers.
ingredients and I'm like, tuna fish, chicken, gravy. I don't get to eat all of this. Like, I'm sitting here with a packet of crisps. you a can of tuna
Have you ever
fish.
thought of trying it?
I've certainly thought of it.
I
yeah.
would do it though.
Sometimes it smells quite good.
Yeah, I wouldn't, George. I wouldn't. He's rich, but he refuses, George, to spend any of it on me.
Oh, wow. Any of it? He don't even take you for coffee?
He has 2 huskies who are his
It's
life.
amazing what women will put up with, isn't it?
Well, he's rich.
Like, literally, I'm going to feed my dogs. Well, he should feed his dogs. Let's be honest. The dogs can't... Who else are dogs going to go to, right? The dogs can't get a job. But for him to
the
say,
huskies,
like...
they could do the sleighing when they carry the thing. They carry the...
Yeah, the sleigh.
They could get a job.
But...
Yeah, the sleigh.
But she yeah, it's just crazy to be like, no, he won't even buy me a cup of tea, but I'm staying with
She
him.
didn't actually say that. You said that. Listen.
That's what she said.
Well,
he won't spend any money on me.
Well, listen. He has 2 huskies who are his life, and I feel like all I get is their scraps. So let me get this straight. They get the best food, and then the scraps.
When it's finished its dog biscuit, he gives it to me. And he doesn't even give it to me. I literally have to climb under the table and I have to eat it because that's the only thing I live on.
Abuse at this point. Right?
Yeah, that's true. It is abuse.
I'm
Jesus.
42 and he's 45. Okay. I work part-time in a women's fashion shop. He prefers me to look after the home. When I do the food shopping, he insists I buy reduced price food only. But when it comes to his dogs, then I must buy the best cut of meat. It's utterly ridiculous. He would hit the roof. He's a bit of a G though in some way.
I love.
He would hit the roof if I bought us a steak.
You can have a pot noodle, right, but the steak is for the dog.
Can you imagine?
32-ounce steak
What
from
is
the
this
dog,
guy
straight
about?
from the butcher's shop.
Fucking hell. He makes me feel bad if I buy any new clothes. He's buying his dog steaks.
How can he make you feel bad if are you buying them with your own money or his?
When he's not working, the dogs are his life. He's either training them. Sorry. Oh, God. I'm walking them for 4 hours a day. Oh my God, this is too much. I'm left alone almost most of the time. I've told him I'm lonely, but he says I have a good life. I shouldn't complain.
You got a good life. You shouldn't complain. You've been alone for 9 days.
Can you help?
I'm taking. Is that right?
That's it.
That's
it. I can't read any more. It's too
Get
much.
rid of him. What are you thinking?
Well, what are you thinking?
Listen, right? You've been alone for 9 days. I'm taking the dogs out for a dance. Me and the dogs, there's a disco around the corner. I'm going to buy each of them a pint. That bottle of wine ain't for you. That bottle of wine is for the huskies.
I could just have this image of her like sleeping on the floor. And the dog's in this like this king size bed, and he's sleeping with both the dogs like that.
He comes in with 2 pairs of high heels shoes. That ain't for me. No. Dog's got 4 feet, 2 pairs of high heels. Dog comes in with a pair of stilettos.
What do you suggest, George?
Get rid of him. Sack him off.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
I think you should, to be honest.
I mean, the thing is, right, is I would normally say you've got to speak to the guy, but it sounds like you've tried.
Yeah.
Okay, you've said, well, maybe you haven't. Maybe you're just writing to us and you're not going to tell him. Listen, sometimes you have to know your power in a relationship, okay? this goes for men as well, because men often don't ever know their power, and often women don't either. But when women don't know their power, it's normally because the guy is very, very like, this is how it is.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da. But if you say to him, listen, I suppose you've got to give him the silent treatment. Disappear for a few days. When he comes home with the dogs,
We can't sleep.
you're not there.
Can't have sex with the dog, surely. That's one thing you
Certainly
can't.
hope not.
One thing they can't give him.
The thing is if you leave, then he will start to think, oh, like he'll start to miss you, and he'll start to realise how special you are to him. And it's not fair to you. I mean, look, the thing is men, all right.
Us blokes, like.
Or I'm speaking to you men out there. Sometimes men have this idea that like, more like MGTOW guys don't do nothing for the woman, blah, 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 right? There's a whole different bunch of sects of, that's SECTS, not sex, but sects of MGTOW types. But some of them, going all the way back to like Neil Strauss and stuff, have this idea that, don't buy, and he's not a MGTOW, Neil Strauss, but they're like, don't buy a girl a drink, don't do da-da-da. And even Neil Strauss, who's sort of one of the guys who pioneered the popularity of it, he said, that was a huge mistake. Like you can buy a girl a drink, you can take her out, right? It's okay. And you certainly should, because women need once in a while to feel loved and wined and dined. And the other thing is if you want your woman to sleep with you, right? Your relationship lady to have fun with you in a bit of a frolic, right, in the bedroom, she needs to feel like she's been swept off her feet, so she's okay to do it. Because even if the woman's married to you, she can feel kind of slutty if she's like, oh, he hasn't done anything, he hasn't taken me anywhere, right? I'm just supposed to lie here and put out, but I don't feel like I've been warmed up at all. And women are like that, they need to be warmed up. There's an old saying that men's sex drives are like a light switch, ready, but women is like an oven, and it slowly turns up the heat.
Dimmer, the dimmer light switch.
Yeah. And they slowly,
Fiddly, those things, aren't they?
yeah, like women, and they slowly turn up, right? So women need that. And the thing is, if you don't take her out, if you don't, make her feel good once in a while, and cherished, eventually she's got to get sick of it. So it might work to a degree. She'll be like, yeah, I'm with a real man. Oh yeah, he knows what he likes. I respect him because he puts his foot down. Blah, blah. That only goes so far, because ultimately what you're dealing with is someone who feels, the woman feels sort of protected. Okay, this is a stable environment, but she ain't having any fun.
Yeah. And
if you go back and you listen to Cyndi Lauper, she wrote a song once upon a time, right, called Girls Just Want to Have Fun, right? Interesting fact about that song, it was actually a love song, that the original lyrics was something like, Barry, I love you so much, something like that. And Cyndi Lauper was smart enough to go, no, let's change these lyrics, these aren't good enough. I'm not going to write a generic love song, because it wasn't just her who put it together, but she changed the lyrics to, forget the love song, get rid of the love song, let's just make it Girls Just Want to Have Fun. She understood, she was a girl. In fact, she wasn't even a girl, she was 31 when she released that song. And she understood what it's like to be a girl. And even at 31, she wanted to just be out there having fun. So you got to, as a guy, actually take her out and give her some fun once in a while. Don't be so much like this bloke with his huskies. But you as a woman, you need to give him the silent treatment. Go out and be like, look, if you're not going to take me out, I'm going to go out. I'm going to go out with my girls. I'm going to have some fun, okay? Now, I hope you haven't got a guy who's like possessive and aggressive who'll get angry at that. Yeah. I don't want him to get like crazy jealous and think, oh my God, you're out at a bar, da, da, da. But if he's like reasonable enough that he'll just think, oh my God, who's she with? Who's she dancing with? I didn't take her out for months and now she's out alone. What if she meets somebody else? Well, if you do that, you go out on a Friday, Saturday night without him, then he'll probably be like, oh my God. And then he'll get jealous and then he'll realise I've got, he'll be like, I've got a choice now, don't I? Either next time I go with her or I take her or I do this again. I sit at home by myself wondering where she is, which is not a nice thing for him to feel. So, yeah, I really hope that this isn't like an angry, possessive kind of a guy. And if he is an angry, possessive kind of a guy, advice to him you'll lose the woman by doing that. Yeah. It only goes so far. Like if you are angry and possessive, eventually she goes, I don't want an angry possessive guy in the long term, because in fact you end up usually those guys in the worst position, because what happens is women get very drawn to the masculinity and the kind of raw aggression. They get drawn to that because it's like masculine DNA. It's like, oh yeah, this guy can protect himself, whatever. But then when she has children with you, her brain literally can just shift, and it's like, oh my God, I don't want children. I can put up with this because it was good to basically carry this strong DNA. But then it's like, oh, I don't want my children to be in this environment. I don't want them to be like stifled and put down. So what happens now more than ever, because there was a point when women would be like, oh my God, but I'm married to him, I got to stay put. But now they're like, I'm taking the kids and I'm going. So those men end up getting hurt more than anyone, because they're like, what do you mean? She's taken my kid and I'm not allowed to see it. And so it has repercussions. So if that kind of a guy sees this, he wants to be the kind of guy who's like, okay, maybe this whole possessive game ain't such a good idea. In the long run, it's not going to work. It's going to hurt me. I might lose access to children if I have them with her. And so his best bet is to just go, all right, once a week I'll take you out, or once every 2 weeks I'll take you out. You know, just, it's not really asking very much, is it? It's not asking very much, you know, and buy her something nice once in a while, surprise her. Don't be like, I bought you a present every day, because then she'll be like, oh my God, he's like, he's buying me too much. What's wrong? You know, it'll feel like that. But once in a while, if you really see something that she would like, let her know that, you know, she means something to you. Yeah. It's all right. If you like, that's something that she would like, that would mean something. Let her know it's fine, it's good, it's nice, do that. You know, it sounds like she's a nice girl. Poor thing.
Yeah. Listen, I had a dog once.
Fucking hell, I thought you were going to say something else then. Like, I had a woman who I put second to my dog.
No, not at all. But what I was going to say was I loved my dog, I loved my girlfriend, and it was... It was two separate.
Sometimes I'd mix them up.
It was two, you know...
I let the dog share a bed with me. I made her sleep on the floor by the fire.
But at the end of the day...
Threw her a bone once in a while.
Well, you know... You're not going to favour your dog over your girlfriend. They're two completely separate entities.
Well, sometimes you will, let's be honest. I mean, look, let's be honest, right? Your girlfriend could be a right pain in the arse.
Well,
but a dog... I'll tell you, there's a brilliant thing that Patrice O'Neill said this, okay? He said...
What, the late great Patrice O'Neill?
Yeah, that guy. He said that the difference between a dog and a woman, this is to a man dating a woman, is that when you come home to your dog is like all over you.
Over the
right?
moon.
It's like... and it's so excited to see you, okay? And it doesn't pretend that it isn't. It's so excited to see you, and it jumps up and down, and it wants to... But the thing is when you're in a relationship with a woman who like really does love and care about you, she will pretend that she ain't that excited to see you. You'll come home and she'll be like, hi. And she'll sort of keep her distance, or maybe she'll be a bit cold and like whatever. But she won't give you that love and attention like that, like a dog will. And advice to ladies, why not? What's wrong with you? Do you know how fucking great that is? Like, honestly, oh my God. I went out with a woman once, and it came to an end for a couple of reasons. One of them because she went back to a different country. But I remember I hadn't seen her for some time, and we got along really well, and it was really nice. It was one of the first kind of relationships I had that was like, this is actually good, you know, because I had so many that are just heartrending and horrible and make you just feel like you're decomposing into a sandpit of atoms, and you're like, oh my God, what am I even doing in this universe? But with her, it was really good. And I remember going to see her on like, we'd had a couple of, maybe a week apart or something like that. And she saw me in the road, and we were arranging to meet up, and she was like, ah! And she ran down the street, and she just like grabbed me like that. And I remember thinking, wow, like there was no bullshit. There was no like pretending not to be interested. There was no like, go on then, impress me, go on then, say the right thing, go on then, do. It was just like that. Now, it wasn't always like that, but the thing is there was never a time when such a thing happened that I wasn't happy about it. There is a difference between being smothered, don't get me wrong, right? I'm not saying smother the guy, never let go of him. Oh my God, I want to know everything about him, I never want to let go of his hand. That's horrible. But as a welcome, if you could be a little bit more like the puppy, who's like, yeah, like, that's okay. Like, kids do it, don't they? Kids are like, yeah, daddy's home, da, 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 da. Like, but women will pretend that they're not excited to see you. And so in that regard, sometimes you are like, well, all right then, I'm just going to hang out with the dog. The dog ain't making me work so hard for it. The dog's just, all right, get on the lap, dog. And the dog's only like, yeah, big boy. Yeah, you had a good time. Yeah, yeah, I know. You had fun, ain't you? Yeah. And if the girl's going to sit in the corner and be like, why is the dog on his lap and not me? Because you didn't jump on him. That's why. You didn't seem excited.
Jump on his lap, and I tell you what, he'll be very happy. He'll give you a rub. Maybe you'll give him a rub back. He'll have a lovely evening.
What were we talking about? Oh yeah, the dogs. Anyway, yeah, I hope you're all right, you know. But I feel a bit sorry for you.
Me too.
But it does sound like you're in the house with two lovely huskies, and that's nice.
That's cute.
And they do sound like he's got two fantastic dogs. I want to see a picture of these dogs. If they're as well fed as all that, he must have
They must be very
couple of prizes.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you know, you're a prize, love. You're a prize. So, you know, he needs to value you just as much, if not more, than his huskies.
I'm going to drop a tiny little bit of extra advice.
Tiny bit of extra advice on the house, ladies and
gentlemen.
Which
is a bit of introspection here. But I'd like you to just... Introspection. Ask yourself, out of curiosity, what's your relationship with your dad like? Did you know your dad? If so, do you still know him? Does he treat you well? What is it? Because sometimes if a woman is treated a certain way as a child by her dad, she thinks, oh, dad tells me off.
Love
dad
is expressed.
Yeah, dad tells me off. Dad puts me in my place. Dad doesn't show me affection. So that's what a man is. That's what a real man is. And sometimes they grow up thinking, oh, that's what I look for. If that's the case, you're in a bit of a difficult position because that's what's going to turn you on. So as soon as you find a guy who's nice, you might be like, this doesn't turn me on, this isn't a real man. Meaning you're always attracted to that same thing. In which case it's a cycle where your partner isn't so much even, he's not the full problem. The problem is you've been drawn to what you're drawn to. And you want to look in yourself and go, oh, that's why I'm attracted to it. And that's, you know, a little bit of a paradigm shift that you have to kind of work on and be like, is he actually a real man, or is this just how I view things? But I do think for his own benefit, your partner, he needs to know that eventually he'll suffer in the long run if he continues to be like that to you. Because I'd like you both to be able to, you know, work things out. So anyway, there you go. That's what we got. That's what we got for you.
Problem solved.
Hey, you there, I've got some really exciting special news. If you're interested in all the kind of things that we talked about in that video just there, you're gonna love this. There it is, look at that. It's written by me. It's called A Cure for Loneliness, as you can see right there. And I spent about a year of my life writing it to make sure that it would be good and fun and accurate and entertaining and all those things that make something, you know, worthwhile. And I'm extremely excited to say that people have actually responded really well, and they've been reading it all over the world. I've gotten reviews from people who say that they've read it twice. Somebody actually wrote to me recently to say that he'd read it 3 times. I was flattered if anyone had read it once, but to read it 3 times. Some excerpts of things that people have written to me about it are, it's a great and fun read, not the tedious intellectual kind. For me personally, this was a reminder that reading can be an awesome pastime. A lot of books are boring as fuck, but not this one. Thanks very much. And anyway, those are only the first responses that I got. Quite recently, somebody wrote to me from China and said that he's now in a relationship with a girl he met on a train, all he says because he read this book, and he said that it inspired him to go over to a girl that he liked on a train, yes, a public train, and starts speaking to her. And now he says they are in a relationship and it is going well. So if that kind of thing interests you, or maybe you're just interested in the kind of psychology that, you know, we talk about on these videos, you're going to get a lot of it in depth, including my own experiences and how I kind of came to learn all of this stuff and reach this place myself. You're going to get all those stories within this. It's fantastic. Trust me, it's the best book you're ever going to read in your entire life. I wouldn't put a year of my life into writing something worthless, would I? So, you know, jump in, have fun. You can find it on amazon.com.co.uk, any Amazon, even the Amazon jungle. It's only about $10, I think it's $8.99, something like that, with free shipping. So crack on, have some fun, and, you know, let me know what you think. Till next time, bye.